He never said he loved you. He never confessed anything. But something about the way he looks at you, the way he shows up, the way he listens, it feels like love. Quiet, unspoken, soft but real. And yet, you're not sure. Because he hides it well. He laughs it off, plays it cool, or acts like it's nothing. But deep inside, you're left wondering, is he just being nice, or is this his way of falling? Well, what if I told you the truth is hidden in the smallest details, the ones most people miss? Because the way a man falls in love isn't always loud. In fact, the real signs often whisper. They show up in his habits, in his expressions, in the way he makes time for you even when he's tired or remembers something you said weeks ago. Love, when it's real, leaves footprints, and they're rarely where you expect. In this video, I'm going to share 15 little things a man does when you're the one he's quietly falling for. These aren't the usual textbook signs. These are the subtle, emotionally intelligent cues, the ones that say you matter to me without saying a word. And here's the catch. By the time you reach number 15, you may just realize something shocking, that someone in your life is showing every single one of these signs and you never noticed. So whether you're in a situationship, a deep friendship, or just wondering if that one guy is catching deeper feelings than he lets on, don't skip a second. Because each point builds on the next, and the last three, they're the ones most women miss. The ones that reveal not just interest, but devotion. The kind of quiet love that grows stronger each day without ever needing a label. This is more than just a list. It's a mirror. And by the end of it, you might see the truth you've been feeling all along, but finally have the words to name it. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and stay with me, because you're about to see the hidden side of how men truly fall. Let's begin. 1. He remembers the smallest details you mentioned in passing. When a man truly likes you, he doesn't always say it out loud, but his actions quietly reveal the truth. One of the clearest signs is when he remembers even the tiniest things you've said, things you might not even remember sharing. You could have mentioned your favorite flavor of ice cream in a random conversation, or how you once got drenched in the rain and it made you laugh for hours. You may have said it casually, not expecting it to matter, but he remembers. Not just because he has a good memory, but because you matter to him. It's not about grand romantic gestures or dramatic declarations. It's in the way he stores little bits of you in his heart. You might find him bringing up something from a conversation you had weeks ago. You'll wonder, how did he even remember that? But he did, because he was paying attention, not just to your words, but to your feelings behind them. When you speak, he doesn't just hear you, he listens. He notices what makes you smile, what makes you nervous, what lights up your eyes. This kind of memory comes from emotional connection, not duty. It's not about being perfect or trying to impress. It's simply because he cares. Because in his world, your thoughts echo louder than others. Your casual remarks stay with him, like soft bookmarks in his mind. And one day, when you're feeling down, he might do something small, like bring you your favorite snack or say something comforting, and you'll realize he remembered. And in that moment, even without saying, "I like you," he's already told you everything. Because remembering your smallest details isn't about memory, it's about meaning. And when a man remembers the things that most forget, it's because he sees you as unforgettable. 2. He looks at you when you're not looking. There's something incredibly soft and sincere about the way a man looks at you when he thinks you're not paying attention. It's in those unguarded moments, when you're laughing with someone else, lost in thought, fixing your hair, or just sitting quietly, that his eyes naturally find you. And he doesn't look away quickly. He lets his gaze linger, like you're a moment he wants to hold on to just a little longer. He's not staring to make you uncomfortable or to get your attention. In fact, he doesn't even want you to notice. Because that look isn't for show, it's real. It's the kind of glance that carries warmth, curiosity, and quiet admiration. It's the kind of look that says, I could watch her forever without a single word being spoken. Sometimes you might catch him, maybe out of the corner of your eye. You feel it, the weight of his gaze. And when you turn, he might quickly look away, smile shyly, or pretend to be doing something else. But that slight panic in his expression, that's the truth slipping out. because his feelings show more in the way he watches you than in anything he ever says. This silent watching is different. It's not about possession or desire. It's about care. It's as if he's studying your little habits, trying to understand you more deeply, admiring the parts of you you don't even realize are beautiful. He looks at you like your art. Not perfect, but real, human, and extraordinary in your own way. And when a man looks at you when you're not looking, it's because he's falling for you in the quietest way possible. Watching, feeling, hoping you'll one day turn and see him not just as a friend, but as someone who's already seeing you with his heart. 3. He finds excuses just to be around you. When a man is falling for you, he doesn't always know how to say it, but his actions quietly tell the story. One of the clearest signs is how often he finds little reasons to be around you, even when there's no real reason at all. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic plans. It's the small, almost silly excuses he makes just to share your space, even for a few minutes. Maybe he suddenly wants help with something he could easily do himself. Maybe he accidentally bumps into you where you usually hang out or lingers after a group conversation just so he can talk to you a little longer. He might offer to walk you somewhere, grab you coffee, or ask for your opinion on something random, just to keep the conversation going. It's never forced, and it doesn't feel obvious. But when you look closely, you'll realize he's showing up on purpose. He enjoys your presence, and being near you brings him comfort. Even if he's not saying much, just being close makes him feel a little better. You become the highlight of his day without even trying. And instead of avoiding you or playing it cool, he quietly drifts toward you again and again like a magnet he can't resist. This isn't about desperation or neediness. It's about care. It's the kind of effort that doesn't demand attention but speaks volumes. Because when someone truly likes you, they won't always say it straight out. But they'll find every soft excuse to stand a little closer, sit a little longer, and just be near you. Not for any reason, except that your presence makes their world feel a little warmer. And in those moments, love doesn't shout, it simply stays. 4. He asks how your day was, and really listens. When a man truly cares, the simple question, "How was your day?" becomes more than just polite small talk. It's not a routine or something he says just to be nice. It's his way of reaching out to you, showing that your world matters to him. But what sets him apart isn't just the question. It's the way he listens after asking it. He doesn't just nod or give distracted replies. He leans in, pays attention, remembers what you say. If you had a stressful meeting, he'll bring it up the next day and ask how it went. If you mention being tired, he'll check in to see if you're resting enough. He may not always know the perfect words to say, but his heart is in every reply. His concern is quiet but constant, because your feelings affect him more than you realize. Sometimes you'll notice that when you talk, he doesn't interrupt. He waits, lets you speak freely, and creates space for you to be heard. That's rare. In a world where everyone rushes to talk about themselves, he slows down for you. Not because he's trying to impress, but because he genuinely wants to know what's going on in your heart and mind. When he listens like that, he's showing something deeper than attraction. It's emotional investment. He's building a connection not just with your smile or your appearance, but with your daily experiences, your moods, your moments. And when someone listens to your life with that kind of care, it's no longer just about liking you. It's about seeing you. Because when a man really listens, he's not just hearing your words. He's learning your rhythm, your needs, your softness. And that kind of listening, that's love quietly unfolding. 5. He sends you random texts just to stay connected. When a man is falling for you, staying connected becomes something he can't help but do, even in the smallest ways. One of those ways is through those little, seemingly random texts he sends. They're not always deep or romantic. Sometimes it's a meme, a funny thought, a song he heard, or just a "Hey, how's your day going?" But behind that simple message is a heart that's thinking of you more often than it admits. These texts might come at odd times, during lunch, late at night, or when he's just finished something important. And while they might seem casual on the surface, the truth is he didn't have to text you. He chose to. Not because he had something urgent to say, but because he missed hearing from you. Because in that moment, something reminded him of you, and he followed that feeling. He wants to keep the conversation alive, not let the distance or silence grow. It's his way of showing that you're still on his mind, even when you're not around. And when you respond, you'll notice how his tone becomes brighter, how his replies come faster, like your words bring something warm into his day. This kind of texting isn't about boredom or filling time. It's about emotional closeness. It's his way of saying, I like having you in my world, even in between the bigger moments. And when a man consistently reaches out without needing a reason, it means he's not just passing time. He's choosing you. Because when someone sends you those random little messages just to connect, what they're really saying is, you matter more than you know. And I don't want a day to go by without a piece of you in it. 6, he gets nervous around you, even if he tries to hide it. When a man truly likes you, something in him changes the moment you walk into the room. He might be confident around others, calm in every situation, but with you, there's a subtle shift. His voice might catch for a second. His hands may fidget. He might stumble over words he usually says with ease. It's not because he's unsure of himself. It's because you make him feel something real, and real feelings have a way of shaking even the strongest. He may try to hide it. He might crack a joke to cover the silence, or pretend he's busy with his phone. He might act a little cooler than usual, as if he's unaffected. But if you look closely, you'll catch the signs. The way his eyes linger too long or dart away too fast. The way his laugh changes when you're near. The way his energy shifts, like he's both excited and slightly scared, because he wants to get everything right around you. That nervousness isn't weakness. It's actually one of the purest signs of admiration. It means your presence matters, that your opinion matters, that he wants to be seen a certain way, but also fears being seen too clearly. It's a beautiful contradiction. The more he likes you, the harder it becomes to act natural. And that's because liking someone deeply doesn't always feel smooth. It feels vulnerable. So if he fumbles, pauses, or blushes a little when you speak, know this. It's not awkwardness. It's emotion. It's his heart getting involved in a quiet, uncontrollable way. And while words may fail him, his nerves are telling the truth. You're not just another person in the room. You're the one who makes his heart forget how to behave. 7, he tries to make you laugh when you're sad. When a man is falling for you, your emotions begin to matter to him in a way he can't explain. He notices your energy shift. He can tell when something's off, even if you haven't said a word. And in those moments, when your smile fades or your voice gets quiet, he doesn't just stand by. He steps in, often with humor. Not because he thinks jokes will fix everything, but because he hates seeing you hurting and wants, more than anything, to bring your light back. His jokes might be silly. He might act goofy, tell a terrible pun, or bring up a ridiculous memory just to make you smile. It's not about being a comedian. It's about being a comfort. He wants you to feel lighter, even for a second. Because if he can't take the pain away, he wants to at least be the reason it feels a little easier to carry. He watches your reaction closely, hoping to see that little spark return to your eyes. And when you finally laugh, even if it's small, he lights up inside. That moment means more to him than you know, because he didn't just succeed in making you laugh. He helped you feel a little less alone. This kind of effort comes from care, not obligation. It's instinctive. It's love, quietly trying to lift you from the weight you didn't even ask to share. He may not always have the perfect words or deep solutions, but in his own simple, heartfelt way, he's saying, I see you. I'm here. I'll do anything to bring your smile back. Because when a man tries to make you laugh while you're sad, he's not trying to escape your pain. He's trying to meet you in it and carry a piece of it just to see you shine again. 8, he mentions you in future plans casually. When a man is truly falling for you, you begin to show up in places you haven't even reached yet. His future. And what's most beautiful is how naturally it slips out. He doesn't sit you down and say, let's talk about where this is going. Instead, it comes out softly, casually like second nature. Maybe he says, we should try that place sometime, or next summer, you have to come with me. He speaks as if you'll still be there, without hesitation, without overthinking. Because in his mind, you already are. He starts to include you in stories about things that haven't happened yet. A road trip, a family event, a career move, a dream he hasn't shared with many. And even if it's just a passing comment, the meaning behind it is quietly powerful. He's not just thinking about the next text or the next date. He's thinking further. He sees you not just as someone in his present, but as someone who might belong in his tomorrows too. What makes it special is how effortless it feels. It doesn't come with pressure or plans drawn in stone. It comes with warmth, comfort, and the kind of hope you don't have to say out loud. His words gently fold you into his life's vision, because to him, the idea of a future feels incomplete without your presence. You might not even realize it the first few times, but then you'll start noticing. Your name appears next to his someday, and that's not something people do lightly. It means you're more than a moment. You're becoming a part of the picture he's quietly building in his heart. Because when a man mentions you in future plans casually, what he's really saying is, I already imagine a life with you in it, and that thought feels right. 9. He notices the little things you do and appreciates them. When a man is truly falling for you, he starts to notice the little things about you that others overlook. Not the obvious stuff, not just your looks or how you dress, but the quiet, beautiful details that live in your everyday habits. The way you fix your hair when you're nervous. The way you always hold the door for others. The way you text with extra care or make space for someone else's feelings. These are the things he sees. And not only does he notice them, he appreciates them deeply. He may not always say it outright, but you'll feel it in the way he watches you, in the way his face softens when you do something kind or thoughtful. You'll catch him smiling at something you did that felt small to you, but to him, it meant something. Maybe you picked up a coffee for someone or remember a friend's birthday. Maybe you said something sweet without realizing it. But to him, those moments add up. They paint a picture of who you really are, and he loves the way that picture looks. He might point things out now, and then I noticed you always do that, or that was really thoughtful of you. And even if he says it casually, the sincerity in his tone gives him away. Because he's not just observing, he's admiring. You've become someone he genuinely looks up to, someone whose small actions feel big because of how much they reflect your heart. This kind of appreciation doesn't come from a place of flattery. It comes from connection. He's paying attention because he cares. And when someone truly sees your quiet efforts and values them, it means they're not just falling for the version of you that shines in the spotlight. They're falling for the you that exists in the quiet, unnoticed corners. And that's real. That's rare. And that's how love starts, by cherishing the little things that turn out to mean everything. 10. He adjusts his schedule just to spend time with you. When a man starts adjusting his schedule for you, even in small ways, it's one of the clearest signs that his heart is involved. Time is one of the most valuable things anyone can offer. And when someone chooses to shift their routine, move things around, or even sacrifice rest or convenience just to be near you, it speaks volumes. He's not doing it out of obligation. He's doing it because being with you genuinely matters to him. You might notice it when he stays up later just to talk to you after a long day. Or maybe he rearranges meetings, cuts down hangouts with others, or makes long drives just to see you for a short while. He won't always make a big deal out of it, and he may even brush it off with a smile. But pay attention to the effort behind it. It's not about being free. It's about choosing you even when things are busy. This kind of effort shows where his priorities are shifting. It means your presence brings him a kind of peace or joy that's worth the extra effort. You want to make time, not just find it. And that difference matters. Because finding time is passive, but making time is intentional. It means you're no longer just a part of his day. You're becoming a reason he shapes his day differently. Even when he's tired or overwhelmed, he still shows up. Maybe not always perfectly, but consistently. And that consistency, even in small doses, means everything. Because when someone is falling for you, they'll find ways to make you feel seen, not just with words, but with their time. And when he adjusts his world to include you, what he's really saying is, my life is better when you're in it, and I'm willing to make space for that every single day. 11. He defends you, even in small conversations. When a man truly cares about you, he won't stay silent when someone disrespects you or speaks about you unfairly, even in the smallest, most casual conversations. He doesn't have to raise his voice or start an argument. But you'll notice how he subtly stands up for you, how his tone changes when your name is mentioned, how he doesn't let people take shots at you, no matter how playful or lighthearted they might seem. Maybe someone jokes about something personal or makes a comment that brushes off your efforts or personality. Most people might laugh along or say nothing. But not him. He'll step in, sometimes gently, sometimes firmly, but always with a clear message. She matters. Be careful how you speak about her. It's not about being overprotective. It's about respect. It's about loyalty. You may not even be in the room when it happens. But when someone truly likes you, they protect your name like they would protect your presence. He makes sure people know that speaking lightly or negatively about you doesn't sit right with him, that your dignity is worth defending, even when you're not there to hear it. And when you are there, you'll feel in the way he backs you up during discussions, how he gently shifts the topic when he sees you getting uncomfortable, how he makes sure you feel safe to express your thoughts without being mocked or dismissed. Even in a room full of loud voices, he makes space for yours. This kind of quiet defense is rare. It shows character, not just affection. Because when a man consistently defends you, even in everyday conversations, it means he's not just attracted to you. He respects you. He values you enough to make sure others do too. And that, more than anything, is love in its most protective and genuine form. 12. He finds reasons to touch you gently. A brush on the hand, a hug goodbye. When a man is falling for you, touch becomes more than just physical. It turns into a quiet language of connection. He may not say how he feels directly, but you'll start to notice the soft, gentle ways he reaches out. Maybe it's the way his hand brushes against yours when you're walking side by side, or how he gives you a light touch on the back as you pass through a doorway. These little moments aren't loud, but they're full of feeling. He finds reasons to be close, offering a hug goodbye that lasts just a second longer than usual, fixing something on your shoulder, lightly touching your arm during a joke. He's testing the space between you, building comfort without rushing anything. And though it might seem casual, it's not random. These small touches come from a place of affection he doesn't know how to put into words yet. His hands speak before his mouth does. A soft touch on your hand can say, "I'm here." A hug can say, "I missed you." The way he lets his hand linger just a moment longer than it needs to, it's not about wanting more. It's about wanting closeness. It's about feeling connected, even without conversation. What's most beautiful is how respectful it feels. He never forces it, never oversteps. It's gentle, subtle, and safe. Because for him, your comfort matters more than his desire. And that's how you know it's real. It's not about getting your attention. It's about showing up in a way that feels natural, warm, and kind. So when he finds small, innocent reasons to touch you, when he reaches out with care, not pressure, it's his heart speaking through his fingertips, saying quietly and without words, "I'm drawn to you, and I just want to be close." 13. He talks about you to his friends or family. When a man starts talking about you to his friends or family, it's not just small talk. It's a reflection of how deeply you started to matter to him. People don't bring up just anyone in their inner circles. They only mention the ones who've left an impression on their heart. So if he casually says, "My friend was telling me to ask you about that movie you love," or if his sister greets you like she already knows your name, it means he's been talking about you. And that's not a small thing. Even if he's a private person, he lets your name slip into conversations. Not because he's trying to brag, but because you've become part of his thoughts. And when something or someone makes him happy, he shares it. It could be something simple. How kind you are, how smart you sounded in a conversation, how much you made him laugh. These aren't rehearsed compliments. They're real, unfiltered pieces of admiration he naturally offers when talking to people he trusts. And when his family or friends already seem to know a bit about you before you even meet them, that's a quiet sign that you're not just passing through his life. You've started to stay. He wants you to fit into his world, and letting others know about you is his way of opening that door. This kind of sharing comes from a place of pride and growing attachment. He doesn't just like you. He's beginning to see you as someone worth showing off. Not for attention, but because the people who matter to him should know about the person who's starting to matter most. Because when a man talks about you behind your back, it's only ever good things. You're not just someone he's dating. You're someone who's becoming part of his life story. 14. He remembers your favorite things and surprises you with them. When a man truly cares, he pays attention in ways that feel almost magical. He listens not just with his ears, but with his heart. So when you casually mention your favorite snack, a flower you love, or that one movie that makes you feel safe, he quietly stores it in his memory. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. And then one day, out of nowhere, he surprises you with it. No special occasion, no big announcement, just a simple gesture that says, I remember. It might be as small as bringing you your favorite drink on a day you're stressed, or showing up with that dessert you once mentioned weeks ago. Maybe it's a song you love that he adds to a playlist, or a book you were looking for that he somehow finds. These aren't expensive gifts. They're thoughtful ones. And that makes all the difference. You'll recognize the moment because it'll catch you off guard. You'll smile, maybe even laugh, wondering how he remembered something you yourself had forgotten saying. But that's the beauty of it. He was listening when no one else was. And more than that, he cared enough to act on it. These small surprises aren't about impressing you. They're about connecting with you. They show that he's not just watching the surface of your life. He's paying attention to the details that make you, you.